Music, it is your life. Nobody else can tell you what is best for you, and only you will have to deal with the consequences, so make your own decisions. Start trimming your friend group and start adding to your friend group based on what you want to music be. We all have that one negative person who complains about the terrible situation they are in while doing absolutely nothing to fix it. They often do this as a kind of denial of responsibility. If you are trying to get out of your terrible situation, then every day you are choosing to stay in it. And you cannot complain about being given the choice you keep making. Music, please, for the love of God. Stop burdening everybody around you with your own self-pity. Because all you are doing is adding pointless negative energy to a world that already has enough of it. And you will find that you are dragging everybody around you down with you. The requirement for spending time with any person is that they nourish and inspire you. They feed your flame. There have been very few times in my life that I looked left or looked right and did not find a person who believed in and supported me. From Jazzy Jeff to Alfonso Ribeiro to Charlie Mack to Jodda, like there has always been a person beside me fanning my flames. Look at your last 5 text messages. Are those people feeding your flames or putting out your fire? People are keeping very negative people around them, and if they want to change their situation, it is important to check the 7 to 10 people that are around you. Put your phone down for just a second and look around. Look at the people around you. Are those people throwing logs on your fire, or are they peeing on it? The people that you spend time with are going to make or break your dreams. Everybody does not deserve to be around you. You have got to protect your light with your light. Music, so who are the people in your life that are fanning your music flames? Complaining causes negativity, which causes you to complain, which causes negativity. And there are a few actionable things you can do to immediately stop this negative cycle and to break out of it. And the first one is actually just changing your perception. You know, if you cannot change it, then at least change the way you think about it. Someone said, the brain does not just observe the world. It projects a second story over everything we see. That story is our perception. We can complain that rose bushes have thorns, or we can rejoice that thorn bushes have roses. Perception defines everyone's reality. The second thing is about your internal sense of control. Take responsibility. If you do not take responsibility, then you are choosing to be a victim of your situation, and this victim mindset weakens human potential. It kills action, and by not accepting personal responsibility for your own circumstances, you are greatly reducing the power you have to change it. The rise of social media, connection, and the internet has created new problems for this new generation. Your life is now public. Everybody knows your business, and therefore everybody unfortunately has an opinion on it. It is now harder than ever to break away from the crowd without the crowd questioning or criticizing your decision to do so. Here is the thing. The world we live in is not real. Social media, and by design social words. For showing our best life, the edited, posed, champagne, fancy meals, and star holiday. Carefully planned best angle of our life, the highlight reel. But you do not ever see real life, the 99% of our lives, the behind the scenes, the unglamorous, unfiltered. Day to day, bland, normal life. And you end up comparing your behind the scenes to other people's fake highlight reel and using others as a mirror or benchmark for how you should look, how successful you should be, or how you should live. These fake comparisons will only serve to make you feel not good enough and lower than something that is not even real. Let us face it is human nature liked, loved, and accepted. However, if you worry too much about the opinions of others, you run the real risk of being held back and, through fear, never becoming the person you were supposed to be. And nothing scares me more than the thought that something so small could have such a big impact on someone's life. You cannot please all of the people all of the time. It is impossible to live up to everyone's expectations, and in doing so, you will fail to please the most important person of all, yourself, and the reality is people usually do not care as much about you as they might act like they do. There is a famous quote that says we would worry less about what other people think of us if we realized how rarely they do. As humans, we tend to live our life through our own ego, and unless something directly affects us, we do not care about it as much as we pretend to. So it is time to stop caring about what others think, because they probably do not care that much anyway. Once you give up living for other people's opinions, you will find your own happiness and discover who you truly are. Or worry, why are you underscoring yourself up? A lot of the time, that underscoring yourself up part has come from parental pressure and from their friends, people around them knowing exactly what they want to do. But it is completely fine at the age of 21 or 22 to not have an underscore clue what you want to do. The reality is most people do not. Even those who do are about to find out maybe they did not either. So the important thing is to chill, to relax, and free yourself from that worry, because it is only going to force you into a decision that you are going to spend the next 10 years regretting when you get that underscore whole job your parents told you that you should get because you need to get a job right now. The next point is about broadening horizons, right? A lot of people, they think that they have one, maybe two, maybe three options based on whatever degree they did. Do not we all do underscore degrees, right? I did, business with Chinese, right? That I dropped before I dropped out. You can do underscore anything. Do not let your degree, do not let where you live, do not let your mind, more importantly, hold you back. Who can do anything? If you want to go and work in a recording studio in America, you can do that. If you want to start a business, you can do that too. If you want to start a band, you can do that too. You are in this period of your life where you have absolutely nothing to lose. You are at the bottom, okay? Let us face it, you are at the bottom. At 21 years old, you are at the bottom. You can roll the dice, and if you get a bad hand, it is still the bottom. But if you roll the dice, take a risk now, and get a good hand, you might put yourself on the path to achieve everything you have ever wanted to. Right, a famous Australian nurse interviewed people as they lay on their deathbeds. And she found that the single most common regret of the dying was wishing they had the courage to live a life true to themselves and not the life that others expected of them, because when people realize that their life is almost over and look back on it, I imagine they have a kind of clear understanding that only exists in that precious moment, immiconvent and only set, which truly matters is able to remain on the mind. Most people had not honored even half of their dreams at that stage, and they had to die knowing that it was because of choices they had made or not made, or because of fear of the opinions of others that they had done so. Hindsight, there is this thing called hindsight bias, where you look back and you connect the dots and you come up with a underscore story about how it all happened. One of my favorite quotes is, change happens when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of making a change. And I really do believe that. So when I hear people complain, and I know they are not changing it, I think maybe it is not hurting them enough for them to fight to get out. There are two main choices we all make in life. It is to accept conditions as they are, or to accept the responsibility for changing them. Please choose the second one, and the last one, which is the most important of all, is making a change. Einstein said ASV, no. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results, and for every action we have a reaction. If you want a new reaction, you must perform a new action. I found in my life that change starts with a big decision and a tiny step. Today, right now, yesterday was the time to make that decision. It is time to take that step. 90% of you guys that are watching this right now will think about something you want to do, and 90% of you will never, ever do something about it. You just will not believe in yourself enough because we are all taught with these two stories, right? One story comes from people who could not and did not think they could. And that story is that you cannot and that you should not try, and if you do try, then you are going to lose and you are going to let your family down and you are going to be a failure. The truth is, and this is the truth coming from a kid who did not know how to be an entrepreneur, did not know how to build a website, did not know how to persuade people, and just tried it and kept going through failure until he did. The truth is you can. Those who believe try, and those who try learn, and those who learn can. You already have all the tools you need to live your dream. The simple answer is I just started. I did not know what the I was doing. I kept going when it got really, really hard, and along the way I learned some underscore and figured it out. I beg you just to try, and before you write, how do I do it? You must have tried. Because often trying alone is the single most important step to being able to.